Hello, welcome to Virtual Communication Online, your online communications course for this semester. My name is Jill Hines and I will be your instructor for the next 14 weeks. Today I'm glad to see that you have joined us doing the orientation, and now we will take a few minutes using this video just to peruse some parts of the course, give you a little overview, and then we'll finish in the discussion board with the introduction that I hope that you will complete this week so that you can get to know each other and I can get to know a little bit more about you before we begin this class. So, as you see, we are on the announcement page. Every Friday at noon, I will upload another announcement for you. It will also be sent to your student email account, so you will get that notification there as well. It will have notes about the coming week and some instructions, what is due, when it's due, all that type of thing, so you can watch for that. The next button that we're going to go to is course information. These are some of the documents I'm required to give you during the first week of class, so we'll just review them together. The first one I want to go over is the weekly schedule for this winter. So I've just opened the document here. It's a bit color-coded, helps you keep track of everything. The due dates are here. As you see, the due dates are all on Fridays, except for the very last week, which is a Wednesday. Anyway, we'll get into that in a second. Friday at noon, not midnight. So at noon, I like to have things due at noon so that if you're having any trouble, it's daytime as we try to troubleshoot. And also you are awake and alert and ready to hand things in at noon on Fridays. So there you go. So this week, all we're doing is the orientation. And I do want you to look over and kind of ruminate, percolate some ideas for your website that you will be creating through the first 10 weeks of the term. So as you see, next week there will be a discussion and a quiz. The following week, same thing. Then we get into preparation for your term test. You will also begin the first step of your website creation. As you see, all the purple ones are related to the website creation assignment. It does affect the majority of the content of this course. Some of the assignments you'll be doing will be building blocks for that website. So that's helpful. As you see, we do have a term test written when you return from reading week. It is worth 20% of your final mark. It's in two pieces. 10% based on the readings for the course, and that's a multiple choice test. And then 10% is a written piece as well. We'll talk more about that in week 8. What else? Yes, we do wrap up the course with one of our discussions. As you see, discussion board posts are due by Wednesdays at noon. So every week that you see one of these green things, the discussion itself, you have from Friday until Wednesday to complete it. And then you will be responding to a peer by Friday at noon. Okay, so it's a two-parter. You post your thing, and then that gives you a couple of days to get back to a peer because there will be questions related to that. For our very last week, you won't need to respond to a peer, so we can wrap the course up on that Wednesday. Now, that being said, an awful lot of this course is already loaded, the majority of it, in fact. So if you want to work ahead, if you know that the end of your semester is going to be completely crazy and you want to, hurry through and do a few things ahead of time, you are welcome to do so. Everything but the tests and quizzes, I believe, are available now. All right, this is a link to me. The best way to get a hold of me absolutely is via email. There's a few different ways to access that email in the course, but this is one of them. Please, when you write to me, include your first and last names. And if you can just make a little note that you're writing from my virtual course, because I do have 2 different courses I'm teaching this semester, and I've got 80 students in each, so I get a lot of email. So me being able to figure out who you are, what your needs are, what is due in your course that week quickly will help me get back to you that much quicker. All right, so back to the course. So we've done the weekly schedule. The next piece is the syllabus, and this is your legal document regarding the course. Here it is for winter 2023. A little bit of information about me, where to get a hold of me, how to get a hold of me. We'll talk about my WebEx weekly meeting in a minute. But for starts, you can just read over what this course is about. Hopefully you already know some of that, but this will give you more detail. And here are the 6 learning objectives of the course. And you will be required to prove that you have completed these to pass. So each of the assignments that you do tie back to these learning objectives. The tests that you do also prove your ability with these objectives, so that is why it's important to do all of the assignments that are related to the course so that you can prove your ability to complete the learning outcomes. How's this going to be done? Well, we're going to have discussion boards, we're going to have a couple of tests and quizzes, and you'll also have assignments and projects. The marking scheme is that your discussion boards are worth 15%, the tests and quizzes are worth a total of 30%, and the assignments and projects, as you see, they're broken down quite a bit. You have 6 small ones and then 2 larger ones, and they equal the rest of the course content. There is no textbook for this course. You are required to be familiar and to use APA formatting as required to give, proof that you know what you're doing, that when you've used the work of someone else that you have given them credit. So I do expect competence with APA as you were taught in Communication Essentials. You can also get, review of that in this course and in the Writing Center in the library. All right, so what are your best bets for success in this course? Log into Blackboard and read your email. If you're unwilling to do either of those things on at least a weekly basis, you don't belong in this course. So drop it now and go take a live course, because if you won't engage online, you're not going to succeed. Please read your student email regularly. I recommend a minimum of twice a week. It is the only way I have of getting a hold of you. So you need to be able to receive messages from me. If you choose to work with a partner, do that wisely. No partner work is required in this class, but it is optional for some of the assignments. So I will leave that to you. If you are late, you will be receiving a grade of 0. The exceptions for that are if you have faced bereavement, if someone in your world has passed away, or if you have been seriously ill to the point where you would require medical care or a trip to the doctor or the clinic, whatever it might be. For those exceptional circumstances, the college does require me to obtain documentation from you to allow you to proceed with late assignment submission. So keep that in mind. Yes, know how to use the library. If you haven't so far, please contact them and get that organized. As well, take advantage of the things that you've paid for. Writing Center, Language Help Center. If you are struggling, I will be making notes as part of your feedback on your assignments that you should be seeking help from one of these places, and do take that seriously. They are experts in their field and they can help you to maximize your grades, and not only for this course, but for your communication all across what you are taking here at the college. Be aware of the academic policy for late and missed assignments and for plagiarism, that type of thing. There is no tolerance here at Georgian for a lack of academic integrity. You are expected to produce all your own work. You are expected to write it yourself, not have a chat bot or a spin bot write it for you, or to pay somebody else. If you do these things, you will be prosecuted with 0 in the assignment, a 0 in the course, or you might be removed from the college altogether if this has been a repeated habit of yours. So be aware of the consequences of poor academic behavior in this course and at this college. All right, on a happier note, I do wish you success in virtual communication. All right, what else do we have? We have the syllabus addendum, another document I'm required to share with you that I forgot to open. So I will do that now. This is the safety document basically for the college. Because this is an online course, it does not apply to us, but here it is. And if you haven't seen it elsewhere, if you're going to be on campus, there are lockdown and fire drills. I think it's January 24th. It's a Tuesday, as far as I know. And if you are concerned about weather, if you have to get to campus and you're wondering about the weather rules, do read over this page as well. But hallelujah, we are online, so that simplifies things considerably. What else do I have in here? APA format. If it's something that you never quite caught on to, or if you need a refresher, this tab has access to Georgian's guide. It has access to a simplified guide. I find Georgian's guide, sometimes it's great, sometimes I find it confusing. I don't love how it's organized. So if you want a simpler version, that is here. Okay, so you can open it there. A sample paper is there if you're needing to write a paper. That doesn't happen in this course, but if you need it for something else, there's a sample there. And then the Writing Center does offer a number of APA workshops, especially at the beginning of term. So if you're seeking that kind of help, you can access those there. All right, last thing in here, I believe. Whoops, why isn't it going back? There we go. Your official Georgian course outline. Should you ever leave the hallowed halls of Georgian, you will need this document. It is the legal document for the course. If you change colleges or if you have an employer who wants to have proof that you took communication courses, this is the document they will be after. I recommend saving it to a hard drive, printing off copies, whatever you need to do to keep track of those. That should be done for all your courses, not just this one. Okay, so keep that in mind. What else do we have? We have assignments. We have, as I scroll down, you will see that we have 14 weeks worth of assignments. Some of those are work periods. There isn't something due every week in this course, but there is a lot of content to get through, so plan to stay on track and on time. As you see, for most weeks, especially at the beginning of term, I do provide screencasts, and you are welcome to view those prior to opening the documents themselves and getting going. Okay? You can explore those on your own time. What else? I'm going to leave the discussion board to the end. Tuesdays at 2, optional, completely optional, not a required set time at all. But if you want to ask me questions, or if you have something that you'd like me to look at as you create your website or that type of thing, we can have a time together on WebEx. I will be here every Tuesday at 2 from 2 until 2:30, and you can join in. You can pop in and say hi. I like to get to see your faces once in a while, so if that's something that appeals to you, please do so. Otherwise, you are always welcome to email me. I will get back to you within 24 hours, even on weekends. Yes, I have a slight addiction to email. It's okay. It's good for the job. So yeah, those are a couple of ways to get a hold of me if you want to chat. My information, my personal information is there, where I am in the college, my phone number. If you call and leave a message, it gets turned into an email that is sent to me, so I do get your messages quite quickly. Just some information about making an appointment if you don't want to do the WebEx, if you want to see me in person, some details there, and some details about my teaching background here at the college. I've been here a while. Calendar. I love the calendar. Look, it tells you when things are due. Apparently you guys are a rather ugly shade of brown. I don't know if that will show for you as well, but as you see, the due dates for your assignments are all there right through to the end of term. So I love the calendar. My grades, another thing I love. Everything's there. All your due dates are loaded. And for most of these, you can also view the rubric to know where your marks are coming from. This is the rubric that is also shown in the assignments. And when you open those, you'll see it there as well. As you see, none of the tests or quizzes are listed here. They only appear once they become available. Okay, so you'll see them pop up on the week that they are due. What else? Library services, that is a quick link to the homepage of the library. The research skills and plagiarism tutorials, they take place in weeks 2 and 3, and you will access them there. Tools are there, simple Blackboardy stuff, and your student help and support is there as well. All right, last piece of the puzzle is the discussion board. And as you see, I use it often throughout the term for a lot of different things. So I do want you to get familiar with it. And this week, what I would like you to do is create a post. Tell us where you're from. What's your hometown? My hometown is Orillia, Ontario. I did not stray far when I came down to Barrie. What was I doing this time last year? I was doing this. I was teaching communication, work environment communication and virtual communication. And as usual, I was teaching this online, but I'm happy to be back in the classroom part of the time now. Your field of study at Georgian. What is it you're taking here? What's your major? And the last part of your post, I would like you to start thinking about your website. And I'm going to go to that document shortly. Stick 2 to 3 brainstorming ideas. Keep in mind the website is for people in your program already or people in your field. Okay, this is not a website that you're going to be developing to entice high school students to come to Georgian. Okay, don't do that. We have that. It's called the Georgian website. So we'll get into more detail. So go into assignments. Please look at the week 1 screencast when you have time. And the website creation assignment is here. This is a lengthy document, and it will walk you through over the next 10 weeks what it is that it's expected. Okay, so I do encourage you to read this week before you suggest your ideas for your website. Needs some detailed reading, so take the time when you have some time to set aside to read it. As it says at the top, you are welcome to work with one peer if you want to have a partner for this assignment. As you see, there's lots of steps involved, 7 in fact. Some of these are assignments that you will complete in the course. So take the time, read this over, let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you in the discussion board. And you can read about yourself, and I can read about yourself, and I can read about all your peers too. Thank you.